On my mark. Mark. 8 minutes till airtime, stations. 8 minutes till airtime. Mark. 7 minutes till airtime, stations. 7 minutes till airtime. Airtime. Four minutes till airtime, stations. 4 minutes till airtime. On my mark. Mark. 4 minutes till airtime, stations. 4 minutes till airtime. Three minutes till airtime, stations. 3 minutes till airtime. On my mark. Mark. 3 minutes till airtime, stations. 3 minutes till airtime. Two minutes till airtime, stations. 2 minutes till airtime. On my mark. Mark. 2 minutes till airtime, stations. 2 minutes till airtime. 30 seconds on my mark. Mark. 30 seconds, stations. "15 seconds till airtime, stations on my mark. Mark. 15 seconds. Have fun."
The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman basketball on the Eagles Sports Network.
For Penland, catch, shoot, three, up, and it swishes in. CP for three.
We're getting you set for game day with a countdown to tip-off.
Turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
We're getting closer to tip-off.
It's taken by Hodge. Her floater is up and in with 9.3 to play in the game. We're tied at 72.
More CN memories are headed your way on the Eagles Sports Network.
Here on the countdown to tip-off on the Eagles Sports Network, Rhiannon Crow alongside head women's basketball coach Mike Mincy ahead of the game against Newberry. Coach, you're back in the winning column. What do you got to do to take care of business today?
Well, we kind of changed up how we did a few things against Emory and Henry. We platooned and we played all 12 players in the first half. And, I kind of hope to see more of the same today with at least in the first half to try to give everybody an opportunity to get on the floor, see if we can press and get up tempo and get the pace in the right direction.
This is a Newberry team that's kind of backed into a corner. They're fighting for a SAC playoff berth. Just how do you battle sort of the position that they're in a team backed into a corner?
Well, I mean, it's two different scenarios. They're obviously, trying to get into the SAC tournament, which is important for every team. We know we're in the SAC tournament, but we're fighting for our lives with the NCAA tournament, in terms of an at-large bid. And we're in it right now if the season were to end today. But, we need to kind of get back after that 4-game skid. We won a game. We're 6-6 on the road this year, I think. We need to get, we need to be strong going into tournament play. And, this is just another, rung on the ladder that we need to try to climb up.
You just mentioned it, playing on the road, incredibly difficult. How do you create your own energy here tonight?
Well, anytime we've been on the road, it's in the SAC especially, like you're not going to see large crowds. I mean, they may have a good crowd here today, but, we're not going to have a contingent of our people, maybe a few. So the bench has to be into it. And I think that's one of the things, like, winning as a team and losing as a team, getting more people involved off the bench to where they're playing. And then, the bench can cheer for the starters and starters vice versa can cheer for them. And then we got to create our own energy. And obviously, if you're playing well on both ends of the floor, energy will naturally be created. If you're struggling a little bit, you're going to have to create your own energy until you can get yourself going.
Most bench points in the past 24 season for your team in the last game. What has motivated and given those players confidence coming into game off the bench?
Well, I see them in practice every day, so I know what they're capable of doing. They don't always provide that punch every single game, but I think through the skid that we were on, I, as the coach, was relying too much on individual players and starters perhaps, and then we were getting late in the games and faltering. I know we faltered at Anderson in the fourth quarter. We faltered in the Wingate game in the fourth quarter. And I just feel like those kids playing 33, 34 minutes with the style that we want to play is not being conducive to winning basketball. So that's where, we played without Jen the other night. It opened up a spot for Delaney Weddington, for example, to get in there. And she's in the second group today. When we sub them in, she's going to be in there. And I just think it's about being fresh, especially the way we want to try to press and play.
This was a young Newberry team that pushed you guys last time. What were those learning lessons that you took from that first game against them?
Well, we've struggled with our identity this year in terms of do we press or do we not? When do we get out of it? Do we just fight through some of the struggles that we might have with the press and just know that it eventually will pay its dividends? And that's kind of what we did last time. We pressed them for about a quarter and a half, and then we just completely got out of it. And they like to get into some sets. They've got some really good shooters. They run flare screens for. They play through the elbows a lot, and I think that's kind of playing more into their hands when we allow them to just walk the ball down the floor or whatever and play in the half court. So hopefully today our press will be more positive for us. We'll play harder out of it, and we can stay at it longer by rotating more players.
Biggest challenge in today's contest?
Well, I mean, obviously, we've already kind of talked about the road. We haven't had road woes, but, here of late, obviously, we've lost 4 of our last 5 games. Jen will be back today after getting a game off. I hope it was a good reset for her. I think she struggled a little bit of late. And, again, I don't plan on trying to play her 35 minutes. Even if she's playing well, I want to give her breaks, as well as some of the other starters, too, that we obviously need down the stretch of the game. So, hopefully, the bench will come into play, and when I put them out there, they play well like they did in the first half against Emory and Henry, and we can continue to gain more and more confidence in them and create more of an identity that we really want to be as we move into the SAC tournament.
Final road game of the year, like you mentioned. A lot of fun happening in this final road trip, whether Olive Garden or just on the bus. Yeah. Just what has it been like with this team this season in terms of having fun and creating a good culture?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun with the kids. I know we have a lot of really good players that are great off the floor, and they might be frustrating sometimes on the floor. But overall, we're very lucky as a coaching staff to have the type of players that we have. They don't really give us a bunch of issues. They don't really get in trouble. And so I've enjoyed coaching them this year. At one point in time, we were 16-4. And at that point in time, I kind of felt like we were overachieving a little bit compared to how I thought we started the year, losing 4 seniors and all the points we lost from last year. But, even through the struggles and the adversity that we've been in, I feel like we're coming out of that adversity. And, I think some good things maybe lie ahead for this basketball team. And you mentioned Olive Garden last night. We went away from our Cracker Barrel meal. Olive Garden's a little bit more expensive, so I'm afraid if we win, we might have to go back to start going to Olive Garden and raise more money to be able to afford that. But it's always fun to travel with them. Road games can always be fun, and they're a lot more fun when you win.
Well, he's Mike Mincy. I'm Rihanna DeCrow. This is the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
We're getting closer to tip-off.
It's taken by Hodge. Her floater is up and in with 9.3 to play in the game. We're tied at 72.
More CN memories are headed your way on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
We're getting closer to tip-off.
It's taken by Hodge. Her floater is up and in with 9.3 to play in the game. We're tied at 72.
More CN memories are headed your way on the Eagles Sports Network.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, Rihanna DeCrow checking on with you as we inch closer and closer to tip-off, but Carson-Newman trying to keep their winning streak alive. They took down Emory and Henry on Wednesday, did a good job against the Wasps, and Newberry trying to get back in the win column themselves. Just dropped a 68-59 contest to Wingate earlier on in the week, and Carson-Newman and Newberry have already seen each other once this season. This is the second time around for either side. That last contest was an 80-68 decision, where Carson-Newman ended up taking the victory. And the Eagles were pretty good from 3, shot 43% from beyond the arc, but 50% from the field. They were 30 of 60 in that game, only allowed Newberry to make 5 3-pointers in that game, so the defense was really good. The rebounding battle has been a problem of late for the Eagles, and that was one of those games that they actually did get out-rebounded. Newberry wins the rebound contest in that last game. That was on January 17th, 38-29, and you heard Mike Mincy figuring out their identity, how to play defense, if we're going to do the press, if they're not going to do the press, sticking to one identity the whole entire time as we get ready to take the anthem, and we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network, give you our starting lineups here from Newberry.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This
Goes up with the right hand, scores, and one.
is Carson-Newman Women's Basketball on the Eagles Sports Network.
To Weichel, top of the key, 3 for Braylon's up, swished in. Braylon Weichel from downtown gives Carson-Newman the lead back.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Appalachian Electric Cooperative, Domino's, Fresh Ideas, by the Eagle Club, First Bank, by Magaha Electric, Inner Digital, by Food City, by the Eagle Shop, Tri-Light, by Premier Building Maintenance, by Modern Woodman Financial Planning, by the Mossy Creek Roasting Company, and by Lisa's Country Kitchen. Now back to the voice of the Lady Eagles, Andrew Rogers.
We're back here on the Eagles Sports Network in the Eliezer Arena here in Newberry, South Carolina, as we get ready to go here between the Lady Eagles and the Newberry Wolves. Regular starting lineup for Carson-Newman: Maddie Knuckles, your forward on the floor, Emily Gonzalez, as well as Jennifer Sullivan, who's back in the lineup after her midweek break, was out with an illness. Now they have her back in the lineup and hopefully a little bit better rested. Chloe Heath, number 30, the freshman at 6'2", will also play the post along with Maddie Knuckles. And Keely Rogers, the junior from Knoxville, Tennessee, will start again here as well. Caroline Hill was in that starting lineup in the last game for Carson-Newman, and Hill dropped a career-high 30 in that game, so imagine she's going to see some serious minutes here in this game tonight. As we get your starting lineups for the Newberry Wolves, Raquel Brown, the leading guard and the leading point scorer on this team, will get her 26th start this season in this game against the Eagles. Ryan Hernandez, the freshman guard from Asheville, will also start in this game. She's made 5 starts this season, so this is her 6th. They'll go along and start Reagan Williams as well as Mary-Kate Kent, the 3-point specialist out there on the floor. And your forward looks like is going to be Jada Brown, the freshman guard, who leads this team in the rebounding category and did more of the same against Carson-Newman the last 2 times these teams saw each other just about a month ago. January 17th, they played inside Holt Fieldhouse. Carson-Newman won that game, an 80-68 decision. The Wolves pushing the Eagles in the early goings of the game, but they figure it out in the second half and start running away with this. Maddie Knuckles and Jada Brown at the center circle. Ball is up, and Knuckles wins the tip. It goes over to Rogers, and Emily Gonzalez at the controls for the first play of this game. She's working towards the midway point of the floor, now drives to the basket at the low block, up and in with the right hand, and she misses. Rebound goes to Reagan Williams, and she'll slow things up straight away. Caroline Hill out there on the floor. She's guarding Williams. Now over to Mary-Kate Kent on the right free throw line extended. Here's Raquel Brown, a baseline drive, and she gets it to go. Newberry up 2-0 with 9:24 to go here in the first quarter. It's Jen Sullivan now. She loses the handle on the ball, but Emily Gonzalez there to pick up the loose change. Another layup from the right side that misses, and as she was up, she was fouled. So, or in fact, it'll go out of bounds. So Newberry will kick things off at their own baseline, and the Eagles are in the full press. Hill is tight to Williams. She finally gets it off to Brown, who's double teamed and then fouled by a combination of Sullivan and Hill. It'll be Hill to pick the foul, though. That'll be her first. So Newberry still with the lead here, 2-0 in Eliezer Arena. 9:07 to play in the first quarter. Eagles looking to get on top early. They were ahead in all of their losses in that 4-game skid that they had at the halftime break, but then dropped it as Raquel Brown pulls up from the free throw line, and that one jangles out. Maddie Knuckles will pick up the rebound. Knuckles dribbles off, hands off to Hill, who's at the top of the key. Hill to her right side. She's going to toss it to Sullivan, who's making a basket cut, and the layup can't be finished. Second chance points, skips out again. 4 missed shots for Carson-Newman here in the early goings. They've got nothing on the board, and Newberry with just 2. Here's Reagan Williams. She tries to throw it up with the left, can't do it, and a foul on the way up. Just a dead ball rebound actually for Carson-Newman, the second time that's happened here in this game already. And here's Emily Gonzalez making her way over the timeline. It's Jen Sullivan at the right wing, over to Knuckles, top of the key. Now Keely Rogers, who's on the left wing. Hill driving towards the paint, now Rogers. Kick out to Knuckles, baseline drive. She shoves over Williams, and Sullivan has a wide open look from three. She sinks it. And Jen Sullivan creeping her way towards that all-time mark and steals as Gonzalez gets the poke on Raquel Brown, and Sullivan has another open look from 3. She doesn't get it this time, but Maddie Knuckles is there on the second chance, and she puts it in. Make it 5-2 Carson-Newman with 7:32 here in the first quarter. It's Ryan Hernandez with it, a fancy move as she works to her right side and misses the layup. Keely Rogers trying to go coast to coast. She finally pulls out at the baseline, tosses it over her head to Maddie Knuckles, and that's off the square and in. Eagles up 7-2 after being held scoreless for the first 2 minutes. Eagles in the press now. Hill is tight to Ryan Hernandez, and finally Jada Brown gets it over the timeline. Keely Rogers is on her though. Brown moving to her left side, good move on Rogers, and finishes off the glass. Make it 7-4 as Gonzalez goes to the far side where Hill is waiting. Keely Rogers the free throw line. Now Sullivan pump fake the 3 at the right ring. It's underneath for Knuckles, and she missed the pass. It was thrown out of bounds right to a Newberry cheerleader. And the Wolves will take over. 7-4 with 6:41 to go here in the first quarter. Raquel Brown kicks it out to Reagan Williams, and now Ryan Hernandez gets it at the left wing. It was nearly a full court pass. She airballed a mid-range jumper, and it was Brown who tried to throw it back in. The Eagles were kind of looking the other way, just figured someone was going to pick it up, and nobody did, so the Wolves recollect. And now Reagan Williams will work with 5 seconds on the shot clock. They were trying to give it out to Mary-Kate Kent, but an off-ball foul on Jada Brown will hold up play here. And it's still 7-4 with 6:16 to go here in the first quarter from Eliezer Arena. Emily Gonzalez moves to the far side of the court, hands it off to Jen Sullivan. Eagles swing it around the perimeter. Hill thinks about the three on the near side. Gonzalez is looking for someone cutting through the paint, can't find it. Hill will make a free throw line drive, kicks it back out to Knuckles near side. Now here's Sullivan, a mid-range jumper, yes! 9-4, and Jen Sullivan has 8 in this game already. Double dribble from the Eagles as they got the steal at midcourt. Still 9-4 with 5:36 to go here in the first quarter. And Raquel Brown will get things going. Coach Johnette Walker yelling out plays from her bench. She's decked out in the full red attire, great outfit from the second-year head coach. Eagles in the road whites with the navy accents orange lettering, and Newberry in their black uniforms with the red accents and red lettering. Williams was on her way up to the basket when Caroline Hill fouled her. That'll be her second, so already foul trouble maybe for Caroline Hill here in this first quarter. Eagles still lead by 5 with 5:14 to go here in the first quarter, and here's Hannah Nimmo who just checked onto the floor. Nimmo hands it to the high block where Jada Brown is waiting for it. She tries to turn on Maddie Knuckles, can't do it. It bangs off the iron. And Knuckles will collect the rebound as Emily Gonzalez works quick in transition. Knuckles straightaway three, doesn't get it to go. And the Eagles taking shots from 3 here early in this contest. They're still up 9-6, 4:46 to go here in the first quarter. It's Nimmo who tried to feed it out to Mary Kate Kent. She nearly missed. Raquel Brown scoops it up and makes a free throw line jumper to make it 9-8. Subset to check in for Carson-Newman is Emily Gonzalez moves to the right wing. Now here's Keely Rogers to the low post, and she gets it swatted away by Hannah Nimmo. Reagan Williams will slow things up. She's at the left side of the Newberry logo here at midcourt. Emily Gonzalez is guarding her. About 5 feet between him, and Williams now working to the far side of the court. She's looking for someone, but there's 8 seconds on the shot clock. Can't find her. And a travel there as Williams tried to pump fake a mid-range jumper. And a turnover there as we move to our first media timeout of the first quarter. Carson-Newman is up 9-8 with 3:59 to go here in the first. We'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit cneagles.com/Eagle Club.
Eagles are up by 1 here late in the first quarter, 3:59 to go, and it's 9-8 to Carson-Newman. As we get a plethora of subs checking in for the first time: Sybil Penland, Chloe Heath, Madeline Ladd, Carly Hayworth, and Delaney Weddington, the freshman, out on the floor. You heard Mike Mincy talk about her post-game and how she played incredibly well against Emery and Henry in the absence of Jen Sullivan. She now is in the second group here for the Eagles in this game against Newberry. She has the ball now and rainbows a pass to Penland, who's waiting underneath the basket, but it's thrown out of bounds. So another turnover for Carson-Newman. And that's something they've struggled of late. 19 turnovers in the past 2 games for the Eagles. And Mike Mincy's squad trying to clean things up as Mary Kate Kent has a hard time getting it into Raquel Brown. The Eagles pressing hard on these Wolves, and Raquel Brown tries to get a pass in play. But it's out of the reach of Mary Kate Kent, and a turnover for the Wolves in kind. So turnover's a problem early for either side. The Wolves have had 5, the Eagles with 3 here. And here's Carly Hayworth at the controls for the first time in the first quarter. Still 9-8, and a pass to Penland as she works the free throw stripe, turning, looking, and finds Heath near side. Now here's Ladd with it. She's in the deep corner, goes to Weddington. Weddington to Penland on the far side, and she loses the handle as Jada Brown was putting pressure on her. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Eagles. Carly Hayworth underneath the basket will look for the inbound pass, and she finds Madeline Ladd. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Eagles. Here's Chloe Heath. She's got Destiny Madison guarding her, and Heath tried to throw up the layup. No look, and it misses. So 9-8 with 2:58 to go here in quarter number 1 for Carson-Newman. Here's Jada Brown, a baseline drive, and Weddington is on her tight. Hannah Nimmo now, the same thing on Carly Hayworth. The finish with the left hand doesn't go, but Madison is underneath for the second chance, and Mary-Kate Kent, the best three-point shooter, chucks one up, and it doesn't fall. It'll roll out of bounds. The Eagles will regain control, and it's still a one-point game with 2:38 to go here in quarter number 1. Weddington out to Hayworth, and now back to Weddington on the left wing. Eagles swing it around the arc, and miscommunication as Madeline Ladd tried to drive baseline. Make a low entry, and Weddington wasn't quick enough to see what she was doing. She's been a new addition to this Carson-Newman second group, so still trying to figure things out in terms of finding her stride. As Ladd pulls up from the midway, she got a steal off an errant pass at midcourt, and that one breaks off the back iron, so still 9-8. 2:19 to go here, and the Wolves working with a fresh 30. Brown, another off-kilter pass to Mary-Kate Kent, and this Eagles press is really starting to stress out the Wolves. Raquel Brown working her way down the lane, tries to finish on the reversal with the left hand, and Madeline Ladd is wrapped up underneath the basket with Jada Brown and Madison. It'll be Madison to pick up the foul there. Too much contact with the junior Ladd. Jen Sullivan, the leading scorer for the Eagles. She's on the bench right now. Is 2 for 4 and 1 for 1 from 3. Is Carly Hayworth with some fancy moves on Hannah Nimmo. Top of the key now to Delaney Weddington on the left wing. Weddington to the free throw line. Here's Heath. She thinks about the three-pointer, kicks it out to Madeline Ladd, and it's Sybil Penland turning, firing, missing. And Weddington nearly had the offensive board, but couldn't get her fingers on it. 1:34 to go here in quarter number 1. 9-8 as Raquel Brown from the high block misses completely, and then Jada Brown is fouled underneath by Delaney Weddington. So the first free throws we will get here in this basketball game as Abigail Johnson checks in for Delaney Weddington. Oh, no free throws coming up for Brown. Instead, they'll call it an inbound underneath the basket. Mary-Kate Kent will be the one to get things started here as Raquel Brown is fouled off ball by Abigail Johnson. Johnson with a couple of rebounds against Emery and Henry in her minutes played as Kent looks to find someone and finally does in Hannah Nimmo in the near side corner. Wolves swing it around, and here's Hernandez with it at the right wing. Brown thinks about the three, now drives down the low lane. She's wrapped up by a trio of Eagles. Here's Hernandez, thinks about the jumper and travel. Second time she's done that, is struggling to make the decision. She was at the left elbow. And it's still 9-8, just a minute to go here in quarter number 1 from the Palmetto State. Eagles lead by 1 as Abigail Johnson gets a feed from Ladd. She'll kick it back out to Carly Hayworth. Hayworth has been good from 3. Back out to Ladd on the far side. Ladd, a mid-range jumper from the high post, doesn't go. Ladd back to work as she gets the offensive rebound, but she's turned away by Madison. A big block there by the freshman. She stands at 6'2", 5 blocks on the season, give her 6, and Carly Hayworth gets it ripped away at midcourt. Raquel Brown is with it, turning, firing, and that one jangles in. Wolves take the lead with 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's 10-9. And Carly Hayworth looks for the play from Mike Mincy. She'll hold things up at the timeline. 17 seconds and counting for the Eagles. Hayworth back and forth at hip height from the near side. Finally goes to her right, working on Mary-Kate Kent. She pulls up from 3 and drains it. Make it 12-10 off the Carly Hayworth 3, and the Eagles are 2 for 3 from deep in the first quarter. They lead Newberry by a score of 12-10. Carly Hayworth and Jen Sullivan, the 3-point basket scorers for Carson-Newman. We'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network for the second quarter.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network from Newberry, South Carolina, the Eagles currently lead the Wolves by a score of 12-10. And both teams struggling with turnovers early in this game. 7 for Newberry, 6 for Carson-Newman, a combined 13 between the teams just in the first quarter. But the Eagles, the difference maker has been the 2 3-pointers as Reagan Williams get things back going for the Wolves here. They're down by 2, and Ryan Hernandez moves to the far side of the floor. Hernandez calling out a different play. She looks to Nimmo, then back to Williams on the far side. Williams on the right wing to Mary-Kate Kent. Straight away, and Keely Rogers gets the poke off the pass from Mary-Kate Kent. Another turnover for Newberry, and Keely Rogers steps out of bounds on her way up the floor. So make it 15 turnovers. They'll finally reset the shot clock. We're waiting for it on the inbound pass. Something that Carson-Newman has struggled with in the month of February has been three-point shooting. Their win over Emory and Henry earlier in the week was the first time they had shot above 33% from 3, as Reagan Williams, a baseline drive on Emily Gonzalez, and finishes with the left. Makes it 12-12. 9:13 to go here in quarter number 2, and we got a tie ball game as Jen Sullivan turning, spinning, can't find anything on Reagan Williams. A good post up by the freshman guard. Now here's Keely Rogers at the baseline on the near side. She's over her head, guarded by Ryan Hernandez, and good defense by the Wolves. We either get a foul call, yes, a foul call on Hernandez. Too good a defense from the freshman from Asheville. 7th deepest scorer on this roster, averages 2 rebounds a game. Picks up the foul there on Rogers as Sullivan with the left. Yes! Makes it 14-12, and the Eagles back up by 2 with 8:48 to go here in quarter number 2. Eagles still in the press. Caroline Hill is guarding Williams as she makes her way up the floor. Nothing too intense as Williams moves to her left side. She's dribbling basketball at hip height and finally gets to the top of the key. To the low post, up and no good from Williams on the layup. Williams the second chance though, after that ball was cleaned up by Hernandez, and Mike Mincy needs a timeout. 14-14 ball game with 8:26 to go, and we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network with more.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
8:26 to go here in quarter number 2, and we're tied at 14. Carson-Newman with the ball in the backcourt, and Emily Gonzalez makes her way up the floor. It's Keely Rogers at the controls now, top of the key, and here's Caroline Hill out to Maddie Knuckles. All starters on the floor for the Eagles as Knuckles makes her way to the low post. Knuckles kick out to Sullivan for the triple, and she gets it to go. So make it 17-14, and Jen is 2 for 2 from deep. 2 more threes, and she's tied for 11th all-time at Carson-Newman as Mary-Kate Kent responds in kind with one of her own. Make it 17-17 with 7:49 to go, and Mary-Kate Kent continues her three-point streak. She's made a 3 in every game this season. Here's Caroline Hill on the left wing. She pulls up from 3 herself, and it's off the back iron, no good. Williams gets the rebound. She has a team-leading 4 here this afternoon already. 7:30 on the clock here in quarter number 2, and Mike Mincy out of the timeout, trying to get his team back to work. 13 turnovers for both teams combined in this game. It's been messy in terms of passing. Williams has 8 seconds on the shot clock, feeds it underneath to Leah Harris, who works over the top of Maddie Knuckles, and Newberry with the lead back 19-17 on the Eagles, 7:04 to play in quarter number 2. Sullivan all the way across court to Caroline Hill. She's off the glass, no good from 3, and Sullivan is fouled on the way up, but finishes right underneath the basket at point-blank range and makes it 19-19 again, 6:47 to play here in quarter number 2. Williams brings it across the timeline. Williams off to Ken on the far side, now to Raquel Brown. She's not a three-point shooter, but leads this team in scoring. She pulls up from the low block, can't finish. Leah Harris picks up the rebound. Mary-Kate Kent to her left side. She's working on Hill to the free throw stripe. Turning, firing, Hill gets a block. Emily Gonzalez slows things up. She'll pull back out to the right ring, over to Maddie Knuckles, left wing. Now Caroline Hill from 3. She misses again. She was hot from deep in her last game. Emily Gonzalez, long range, sinks it. 22-19, 6:03 to play here in quarter number 2. And Newberry needs a timeout now. And Eagle fans, we want to remind you that AEC is your local electric co-op, service you can trust, value you can depend on. Powering Mossy Creek, where AEC, powering what matters most. And Eagle fans, Domino's is the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. When you're hungry, reach for Domino's. Get a large one-topping pizza for $6.99 with your Carson-Newman ID. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Well, the Eagles lead by a score of 22-19 with 6:03, and head coach John Walker in her second season calls the 30-second timeout. After a couple 3 balls from the Eagles, and Jen Sullivan, the leading scorer on the floor for Carson-Newman. She's got 12 points already in this game. Emily Gonzalez, the last basket before the timeout, she just made a long-range triple. But Sullivan already in double digits, her 18th double-digit point game this season, and Newberry takes back over from the Eagle baseline. 22-19, 5:58 to play as Raquel Brown makes over half court. She's standing at the 10-foot line of the volleyball court, and Emily Gonzalez finally moves in. 13 seconds on the shot clock for the Wolves, and it's Jada Brown down the low lane and doesn't finish with the left hand. So still 22-19, and Caroline Hill, a pass over to Keely Rogers. That was almost stolen away and intercepted by Williams. Good job to read that. Hill through 2 defenders. Yes, she will. Make it 24-19 as Caroline Hill finally gets her first points of the day after her career night on Wednesday, just earlier on in the week. 30 points for the sophomore Hill. Williams to the right wing, now feeds it to Leah Harris. It was too high, it dribbled out of her hands. Emily Gonzalez going up the high lane, yes, and one. Emily Gonzalez makes it 26-19 with 5:01 to play. And the first free throws that we have seen here in this basketball game, Emily Gonzalez, one of the best free throw shooters on this Carson-Newman team. A 78% shooter from the stripe this season. And the second best scorer on this team, averages 11.6. Goes up for her free throw, it's in and good. And Gonzalez has 4 here this afternoon. Makes it a 27-19 ball game. 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Harris across the line. Now here's Nimmo to the near side for Raquel Brown, who pulls up from deep. It's off the back iron, off the top of the hoop, and back out where Sullivan can collect it. Sullivan into the paint. She goes up on Jada Brown. No foul called, as there was plenty of contact between Sullivan and Brown, and that ball falls out of play. The Eagles will stay with the basketball. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 4:40 to play here in quarter number 2. Eagle fans, check out the Eagle Shop, the official store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Located in the MSAC Grand Hall, the Eagle Shop has all your Carson-Newman apparel from brands like Nike, Columbia, and Comfort Colors. Visit them online at eagleshop.cn.edu. Emily Gonzalez will be the one to trigger it in. Eagles lead 27-19 here with 4:40 to play here in quarter number 2. And here's Keely Rogers, hook shot with the right. Goes in and out, and Raquel Brown has the board. Brown with 2 rebounds in this game. She has a team-leading 6 points, and now Leah Harris is on the far side corner. Back to Brown on the right wing. Brown works to the near side of the court as the Wolves swing it around the arc. Now Hannah Nimmo with one hand at midcourt, the A of the SAC logo, and that one is too strong. Gonzalez picks up the board. Hill on the far side, works to her right. Jen Sullivan to the top of the key, she slows things up. Bounce pass to Rogers. Rogers to the low post. Now Maddie Knuckles to the low block, up and in and good. Maddie Knuckles makes it 29-19, and she has 6 points here this afternoon. Knuckles averaging 12.7 points this season as Nimmo pulled up from the near side corner from 3, and that one was in and out. Still 29-19 with 3:28 to go here in the second quarter. Emily Gonzalez near side to Jen Sullivan. Eagles are 4 for 7 from deep, and a feed underneath to Maddie Knuckles. She'll get the tap-in layup. So give her 8, and it's 31-19 with 3:09 to play in the second quarter here from Eliezer Arena. Both teams cleaning up turnovers. Hasn't been one since the start of this second quarter. Leah Harris working to the high block. She was denied by Emily Gonzalez. It's out of play. And Sybil Penland will check in for Keely Rogers. Carly Hayworth will replace Caroline Hill. Nimmo and Harris will come off the floor. Mary-Kate Kent back into the game. So the three-point threat back out there for the Wolves. Ryan Hernandez in for Reagan Williams as well. Eagle fans, Lisa's Country Kitchen serves the best home-cooked meals that the Lakeway region can offer. Lisa's Country Kitchen, the official restaurant of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Madison, top of the key. Bounce pass underneath to Jada Brown, and she's wrapped up by Jen Sullivan. Jump ball and possession arrow in favor of Carson-Newman. Sybil Penland is in this game and starts things off. She'll kick it out to Emily Gonzalez while she waits for the play. But Penland, a career-high 10 rebounds last time out against Emory and Henry, her first 10 or more rebound game. As Maddie Knuckles tries a 3, it doesn't go, but Emily Gonzalez read it well, and she'll feed it back out to Carly Hayworth on the left wing. Now Jen Sullivan, top of the key. Sullivan to her right side. She's fouled by Raquel Brown on the reach-in. Still 31-19 with 2:20 to play, and Raquel Brown Just her first personal, Newberry's 5th. And Carly Hayworth, a left three-point try. It rings out. It was a little too strong. And Raquel Brown moving fast in transition, fed it underneath to Jada Brown. Was right there waiting on the doorstep, and it skips off her fingertips and out of play. So another turnover for the Wolves. They've got 9. 2:02 to play here. The Eagles are up 31-19. Jen Sullivan stepped with the left, stepped with the right, and didn't do anything with the basketball. So a travel on Sullivan. Another turnover for the Eagles. They've got 7. Carson-Newman off of that 4-game skid. They win the midweek contest against ENH as Jada Brown picks up the full court feed. And she's trying to work it back out to Kent, but Penland poked it from behind. And Jen Sullivan will do more of the same as she feeds it to Hayworth on the far side of the floor. Knuckles back to Hayworth, and Hayworth trying to get it to go off glass. It misses, and it's out of play off the Eagles. Carson-Newman only won 4 games this season when they lose the rebounding battle, and they're losing that battle right now. Newberry with 17 rebounds to Carson-Newman's 15 as we get a foul on the floor. It was on Sybil Penland. Penland has 1. And it's the first here in the second quarter by the Eagles with 1:31 to play. Carson-Newman still up by 12, and Newberry trying to break a scoreless run. They've been scoreless for the last 5 minutes and 36 seconds, but Mary-Kate Kent changes the ties. She's 2 for 3 from deep and has a team leading 6 points. Penland to Hayworth, who's waiting on the right wing. As the Eagles swing it around the arc, now Rogers will drive down the high lane. Rogers to the baseline, turning on Mary-Kate Kent with the left hand. Can't finish. Johnson had her paws on it and couldn't get the rebound. It falls in the hands of Mary-Kate Kent again. Less than a minute to go here. Eagles still up by 9. Kent to the right elbow, now back out to Raquel Brown, top of the key. Brown to the left side, a mid-range jumper that goes in and out. And Raquel Brown is 3 for 9 from the field, struggling. The leading scorer of this team not making baskets happen. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 25 on the game clock as Emily Gonzalez shovels it off to Carly Hayworth, and Rogers does more of the same to Penland. It's back to Gonzalez on the left wing. Gonzalez into the paint, and on her way up, she was trying to muscle it through. Got tied up with Jada Brown, and they'll call it a jump ball. So Newberry will take over with 15 seconds to go here. Eagles lead by 9, but what a way it would be to finish this second quarter if you're Newberry heading into the locker room at halftime at home with a good made basket. Raquel Brown will try to do just that as she hands it off to Ryan Hernandez, who's trying to make a baseline drive. She won't. Raquel Brown recollects the loose change. Mary-Kate Kent, a straightaway 3, just misses, but she's fouled on the way up by Carly Hayworth. So Mary-Kate Kent will shoot 3 free throws with 1.1 on the clock. Eagles lead 31-22 here in the second quarter from Eliezer Arena. Kent drills her first, so make it 31-23. Kent is an 80% shooter from the stripe this season. Leads this team and the SAC in 3-point attempts and 3-point percentage, and she makes her second. So 24-31 and make it 25-31 as the clock runs out, and Mary-Kate Kent capitalizes on the foul off her 3-pointer there from straight away. And it's an Eagles 6-point lead as we move into the halftime break, and we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network to give you an update on what's going on around the SAC, as well as what has happened in this ball game already.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Hey Eagle fans, check out the Eagle Shop, the official store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Located in the MSAC Grand Hall, the Eagle Shop has all your Carson-Newman apparel, from brands like Nike, Columbia, and Comfort Colors. The Eagle Shop has all your gifts, gear, and accessories. Can't make it in person? Visit eagleshop.cn.edu. That's eagleshop.cn.edu for all your Carson-Newman clothing needs.
It's halftime. We'll head back to the arena for the Eagle Shop halftime report in 60 seconds. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
AEC is a distributor of Marathon energy-efficient water heaters. We offer 30-gallon to 105-gallon tanks. Marathon water heaters are durable, lightweight, and under warranty to not leak as long as you own your home. Foam insulation allows these thermal storage units to provide long-term temperature control. Marathon's lightweight tank is easier to maneuver and position, and the bowl-shaped tank bottom allows complete sediment drain. AEC, empowering efficiency.
It's halftime on the Eagle Sports Network. Highlights, a check of the Eagle Shop scoreboard, and stats are headed your way.
Euro step in the lane, shot up off glass. It falls in for Keely Rogers.
Now let's head back to the arena. Here's the voice of the Lady Eagles, Andrew Rogers.
Well, Andrew Rogers is calling baseball back in Mossy Creek. So you get me today, Randa DeCrow, checking in with you here on the Domino's, or the Eagle Shop halftime show, I should say. And Carson-Newman currently leads 31-25 here in Newberry, South Carolina. Have led for 15 minutes of this basketball game, but it certainly hasn't felt like it. Newberry doing a good job tying up the score a couple different times, and even have had the lead for 2 minutes of this basketball game. But very back and forth. Carson-Newman has had the lead for 75% of this game. What's really made the difference, though, has been the three-pointers for Carson-Newman. Mary-Kate Kent there at the end of the second quarter makes 3 free throws as Carly Hayworth fouls her on the way up from a last-minute three-pointer and made it 31-25. But Jen Sullivan has made 2 three-pointers. She's been kind of cold from 3 in the month of February, so her doing well from deep is something that Coach Mike Mincy loves to see. She's 2 for 2 from deep and 5 for 8 from the field. She's the Eagles' leading scorer with 12, and the 18th time this season she's done that. Mary-Kate Kent on the other side of the floor leads Newberry with 9 points. She's 2 for 3 from deep and the three-point specialist. Kent has been so good from beyond the arc. She's 4th in the NCAA in three-pointers, 18th in the SAC in scoring, and has showed that here. The Eagles really kept her contained the last time out, but struggling to keep her contained from deep. Newberry is 2 for 4 as a team from deep. Carson-Newman 4 for 9. The Eagles shooting 41% from the floor right now, whereas Newberry shooting 34. Turnovers have been a problem for either side as well. 11 turnovers for the Wolves, 8 for the Eagles. They start cleaning things up there in the latter half of the second quarter. But nonetheless, Mike Mincy's squad, who's had 19 or more turnovers in his last 2 games, trying to clean that up as we move closer and closer to postseason play. That SAC tournament less than a few weeks away, and the Eagles trying to just tighten things up right before the SAC tournament and the NCAA tournament as well. Carson-Newman has been held to under 60 two times in the month of February. It's 31-25 here from Eliezer Arena. And the second half is on the way. We'll give you a little update on what's going on around the SAC when we come back here on the Eagles Sports Network. But that is your first half scoring summary. And we'll be right back.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit cneagles.com/Eagle Club.
A check of the SAC scoreboard is next. Stick around on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Hey Eagle fans, check out the Eagle Shop, the official store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Located in the MSAC Grand Hall, the Eagle Shop has all your Carson-Newman apparel, from brands like Nike, Columbia, and Comfort Colors. The Eagle Shop has all your gifts, gear, and accessories. Can't make it in person? Visit eagleshop.cn.edu. That's eagleshop.cn.edu for all your Carson-Newman clothing needs.
The Eagles Sports Network is part of SAC Live, the official digital network of the South Atlantic Conference. SAC Live is the home of all your South Atlantic Conference sports action, including 20 SAC championships. Time to get caught up with some SACtion. Here are the happenings around the South Atlantic Conference and the nation. Let's go around the league with a scoreboard update. Now back to the arena.
Well, lots going on in SACtion this weekend, especially for teams trying to get in to the SAC tournament. Newberry is one of them. They're in a three-team battle for the final two spots, in the SAC tournament. They're 13-12 and 7-12 in conference play. And they're facing off with Carson-Newman here as the Eagles currently lead by a score of 31-25 here in Eliezer Arena. But as far as around the SAC, Lenoir-Rhyne is up 40-19 with 4:52 to play in the second quarter. LR taking it to the Pioneers. Wingate is also playing here this afternoon. We'll get you a score there in just a second. Coker is down 2 to LMU at home on their senior day. It's halftime out there in South Carolina, so should be an interesting game. Lincoln Memorial has been on a heater as of late, one of those ranked teams in the SAC, and they are currently up 27-25 on Coker. Mars Hill and Catawba, a 5-point game there. Catawba leads 28-23 with 6 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the second quarter. As far as Wingate goes, they're facing off with Emory and Henry. Anderson is playing UVA Wise currently. And Wingate is up 52-28 on the Wasps at the start of the third quarter. Wingate 20 for 30 from the field and 8 of 12 from deep. As for UVA Wise and Anderson, Wise is taking on the Trojans, and they're up 27-20 that score in Anderson, South Carolina. And Anderson, one of those teams that's battling for a spot in the SAC tournament. So we'll keep you updated there as we get to know what happens in those games. As for Carson-Newman baseball, that's where Andrew Rogers is right now. If you want to tune in and listen to his call, baseball is down 4-6 in the bottom of the 8th, and we'll be, 4-6. LR's up 2 runs after Carson-Newman has left 17 runners stranded. Tough one out there at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex in the top of the 9th. The Eagles will have the bottom of the 9th. Put 2 more runs on the board, potentially tie it, and win it. And we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network with your second half.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman basketball.
Into the front court, loses her dribble, kicks it out, right wing, 3 from Bergstrom is up and good! As the buzzer sounds to end the first half.
On the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Well, we got an interesting one on deck here in Newberry, South Carolina. The Eagles up 31-25 as we get ready for the second half of action. And the Eagles, they've done a good job so far shooting the 3 ball. They're 4 of 9 from deep, whereas Newberry is just 2 of 4. Those 2 threes made by Mary Kate Kent. And Kent, with that first 3, has now made 350 career threes just as a sophomore in the Newberry uniform, coming out of Jacksonville, Florida. 4th in the NCAA in 3-pointers, and you got to imagine that Coach Johnette Walker is going to try and get her the ball a couple more times to potentially cut the difference between the Eagles and Wolves. Leading scorer for the Eagles is Jen Sullivan. She's made 2 threes. She's 2 for 2 from deep, and she's creeping towards that top 10 all-time in threes made at Carson-Newman territory. Assistant coach Braylon Weichel on the bench, the leading Eagle in that category, so she's got a great mentor to learn from. And just 2 more threes in this basketball game will tie her for 11th all-time in made threes, so something to watch out for. Maddie Knuckles with her points in the first half, made career point number 600 for the Eagles. The junior forward out of Chatsworth, Georgia, doing a good job for the Eagles. This season, she's 10th in the SAC in points per game. And doing good work for the Eagles underneath the basket and on the scoreboard. Starters back on the floor for the Eagles, and same for the Wolves. The Eagles will have the ball at midcourt, and it's Keely Rogers on the inbound as she waits for the ball. Newberry trying to avoid the season sweep. They're 7 of 12 in the SAC this season as Emily Gonzalez is shoved over by Reagan Williams. And Williams will pick up her second foul of the basketball game. The Wolves 7 and 12 in the SAC this season. They're battling with Anderson and Catawba for one of the final 2 spots in the SAC tournament. The Eagles already pretty much secured a spot, but now are looking for a better position in the NCAA tournament as Rogers makes a baseline drive and can't finish off the glass. So the Wolves continue to win the rebound battle, 20-16. They lead Carson-Newman in rebounds as Jen Sullivan nearly got the poke on Mary Kay Kent instead of a roll out of play. And it's still 31-25, no baskets made with 9:32 to play here in quarter number 3. When we left off in quarter number 2, the Eagles had been scoreless for 3 minutes and 12 seconds and were 1 for their last 5. Jada Brown makes a basket drive and can't finish but picks up her own rebound. She works her way back out to the top of the key, and now Hannah Nimmo dribbles with the right hand on the far side. It's Mary Kate Kent with it now, top of the key, and Raquel Brown on the right wing. Hernandez, a baseline drive with 4 seconds on the shot clock, throws it up with the right hand, and it's too strong. Gonzalez, a full court feed. Maddie Knuckles taps it in. 33-25, and the Eagles strike first here in the second half. 8:52 to play as Newberry trying to work quick to make it over the timeline, not let the Eagles press get established. Brown, who's 9th in the SAC in points per game, has the basketball on the far side. She tosses it over to Mary Kate Kent, who's had 10 points in her last 4 games. Hannah Nimmo now with it on the far side as the shot clock runs out for the Wolves. She was denied anyway by Keely Rogers as she was making her way to the basket. And it's still 33-25 with 8:26 to go here in the third quarter. The Wolves are a 7-5 team at home this season after they started 5-1, so have seen some mid-season woes. Maddie Knuckles trying on the reversal, can't get it to fall. It's denied by Jada Brown. A rolling ball on the floor is collected by Emily Gonzalez, and she stepped out of play. Mary Kate Kent was tight to her, trying to press her out, and she was successful. Eagles get a chance to fully establish their press, and Madison checks in onto the floor to play the post. Raquel Brown moving up the high lane and off glass and good. Brown has 8 in this game. That was the same mark she hit against Carson-Newman last time, and the Eagles, one of 4 teams this season to hold Brown to under double digits. Sullivan in the middle of the paint, fadeaway, goes down. 35-27 with 7:36 to play, and Jen Sullivan has 14 points. Wolves swing it around. Raquel Brown taps her chin and bounces a pass to Jada Brown, who's waiting for it on the high elbow. Raquel Brown now at the low elbow, pulls up from mid-range. It's off the back iron and out. Caroline Hill chases after it, and she makes her way back over half court. Hill made 8 threes in the last game against Newberry. Didn't have points, or against Emory and Henry, I should say, as Hill is fouled by Hannah Nimmo, trying to work her way around the perimeter. And Hill, with just 2 in this basketball game, she didn't have any against the Wolves last time, and on the inbound feed from Sullivan, Gonzalez was fouled from behind. Raquel Brown picking up that foul. She'll have 2 in this basketball game. And Sullivan now underneath the basket on the near side of the floor. Handoff back to Sullivan from Knuckles, who had it off the inbound, and Sullivan makes her way to the left side. Bounce pass underneath. Maddie Knuckles is right there, tries to shovel it up, and she traveled. Still 35-27 with 6:54 to go here in Newberry. Carson-Newman a 13-6 mark in conference play. They've beaten a couple important regional opponents, but don't want to add any more blemishes to their schedule after that 4-game skid. They lost to Wise, Anderson, LMU, and Wingate as Raquel Brown travels, making her way to the paint. And another turnover. So a combined 22 between the teams in this game. And Kent rainbows a pass out to Raquel Brown, who chases after it at the top of the key. Now it's Hannah Nimmo to her right side. Jada Brown, top of the key, spinning on Keely Rogers, spinning, looking, up, no good. It's poked out, and Destiny Madison has the rebound. Back out to Hannah Nimmo, baseline drive, low entry, doesn't get it to fall. Emily Gonzalez collects the board, and now Carson-Newman back to work in their offensive zone. It's Hill spinning, working, and she's up with the basket, but she traveled on the way there. Double-digit turnovers for Mike Mincy's team in the third quarter here, and it's still 35-27. Each team, one of their last 5, struggling from the field. Knuckles gets the poke off the feed from Madison. She was looking for Jada Brown across the timeline, but Knuckles read it well. Caroline Hill pulls up from deep and buries it. Good find from Maddie Knuckles. Her coaching staff applauds her, and it's 38-27 with 5:42 to play here in quarter number 2. Reagan Williams is back on the floor. She moves to her left side. She's at the free throw stripe. Now down the high lane, denied by Keely Rogers, but contact on the way there. So Rogers will pick up the foul. That's her first. And Reagan Williams will shoot 2. Williams, a 51% shooter from the stripe this season. And she nails her first. So Williams has 5 points in this basketball game. She's made at least 3 shots in her last 3 games played. So has been good in the month of February and good in this last stretch. She misses her second, so make it 38, or made her second rather, so make it 38-28. And there's 5:21 to go here in the third. Jen Sullivan posted up underneath looking for the tap-in layup, but she was fouled. So it misses, and Sullivan will get 2 free throws of her own. Sullivan in her first season with the Eagles, a D1 transfer over to Carson-Newman, was a 2024-2025 All-SAC first team selection as Sullivan makes her first, so it's 39-28. And buries her second as well, so make it 40-28 with 5:17 to play here in quarter number 3. And Mike Mincy still going with the press here late in this basketball game. Williams gets it across the timeline. Hands it off to Mary Kate Kent on the left wing. It's too short. It rings off the iron, and Maddie Knuckles has it corralled. Gonzalez on the far side. A cross-court feed to Hill. Now Keely Rogers into the paint. Back out for Emily Gonzalez. Free throw stripe. Hill thinks about the 3. She pulls back out. And Carson-Newman still swinging it around. Overhead feed from Gonzalez to Maddie Knuckles. It's back to Gonzalez, and she's fouled. Tripped up by Jada Brown on her low post entry. And we'll go to the media timeout. So Carson-Newman leads 40-27 here in this basketball game. And we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, Member-owned and service-driven.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, where the Lady Eagles lead the Wolves 40-28 with 4:42 to play here in quarter number 2. And serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source. Sullivan making her way to the low block, up and in, and one for Jen. Didn't play earlier on in the week on Wednesday, gets the rest, and has come back and been so strong after a month of February where Jen has kind of struggled. She misses her and one try, but Emily Gonzalez picks up the rebound. Gonzalez working on the baseline, offensive foul as she lowered the shoulder into Raquel Brown. It's 42-28 and 4:31 to play. Get a stoppage for some moisture on the basketball court. But InterDigital strives to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services. InterDigital, laser-focused on your success. Finally, we're back to action here, and the Wolves struggling with the Eagles' press. They get it to Hannah Nimmo on the near side of the floor and over across the timeline. Raquel Brown into the paint. She feeds it back out to Madison. Eagles nearly got another steal there. This Carson-Newman team good at getting their paws on basketballs. And here's Reagan Williams, top of the key with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up, banks it in. A last-minute shot makes it 42-30. Keely Rogers has an open lane and finishes with the left hand off the window. So 44-30 with 3:45 to play here in Eliezer in quarter number 3. It's Nimmo. Low entry, and Maddie Knuckles denies her. Knuckles 11th in the NCAA in blocks, and she picks up another one there. Caroline Hill to the low elbow. And now Keely Rogers will slow things up. She hands it off to Jen Sullivan, who calls for motion from Knuckles. Knuckles is there on the screen from Nimmo, and foul on the floor by Hannah Nimmo as she was trying to get back in a good guarding position against Jen Sullivan. Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider providing Jefferson City with ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband. Let them serve you. Visit trilite.net. Jen makes her first free throw from the stripe. We wish we could tell you how many points she had, but live stats are currently frozen. She had 14 as Jen makes her second. She had 14 when the score was 35-27. That was with 7:02 to play. Has made a couple of baskets since, so a ballpark 18 for Jen. .303 to play here in Eliezer in the third quarter. 46-30 is the score. Carson-Newman leading by 16. And Raquel Brown to the high block with the kiss off the glass. And gets the foul on the way up, so Raquel Brown responding to Jennifer Sullivan. Brown, who leads this team in scoring, she now has 10.
And that's her 22nd double-digit point game this season. She's had 10 games this year with 20 points as well. And her first free throw vaults out, so no extra blood there on the foul. Good one from Carson-Newman. It's 46-32 with 2:45 to play here in quarter number 3. Gonzalez right to the basket. She finally stops up, and Jen Sullivan can pull up from 3. It's right through. 49-32, and Jen is 3 for 3 from deep. Mary-Kate Kent was about to try a three-pointer, but the referees, she would shoot it, it would go in. The referees had called a stoppage, I think for an off-ball foul. And they're gonna have a conversation about that one, potentially look at the replay. Not sure what the stoppage was for. If it was for a foul, we'll wait for the call from the officials. But Eagle fans, First Bank is the official bank of the Carson-Newman Athletics, and the only place you can get a Carson-Newman Eagles debit card. Stop by any First Bank location to get your first CN debit card and show your Eagles pride. It's gonna be a foul on Keely Rogers, her second foul, and trying to figure out if Mary-Kate Kent shot that ball before Rogers picked up the foul or after Kent shot the basketball. If so, it would be a three-pointer for Newberry, and they would be down still 49-35. 2:25 to play here in quarter number 3. And Mary-Kate Kent, who is 2 for 3 from deep, would be 3 for 4 if that basket counts. Modern Woodman Financial Planning, touching lives and securing futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. Contact Carson-Newman's men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins at cneagles.com/modernwoodman to help secure your family's financial future. Stick around for the Domino's post-game report for the selection of the premier player of the game. Excellence doesn't happen by accident. The premier team delivers service with pride. Finally get the call from the officials, and they are going to say that Mary-Kate Kent did score that basket. So Newberry now trails 35-49. Eagles still with a double-digit lead here in this contest. 2:25 to play here in quarter number 3. And update you on the Carson-Newman baseball score if you were flipping back and forth between games. They did drop the first game in the doubleheader 6-4. The Eagles leave nearly 20 runners on base, so plenty of opportunities to score, but can't get it done at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. It's Newberry basketball underneath their own hoop. They aren't going to count the basket. But Rogers still does pick up the foul. So she's got 2. And the Eagles, who have been so good here in this second half, have extended Newberry's deficit. Find their first bit of trouble. Leah Harris spins and works underneath the arms of Maddie Knuckles, but it clings out. And now Emily Gonzalez feeds it out to Jen Sullivan, top of the key. Sullivan pulls up from the stripe. It's off the glass and out. Sullivan recollects off the glass and just leaks in. Make it 51-32, and Jen Sullivan has a ballpark 20. Jen has struggled to score in February. She's 18% from deep in the month of February, 40% otherwise, as Raquel Brown tries with the right hand. It's off the bracket and out, so Carson-Newman will take over to controls. But Jen now with 20 points has really struggled in the month of February. Like I said, 40.1% shooting from deep otherwise throughout her games at Carson-Newman this season, and just struggling of late in those losses. And Mike Mincy claims that just putting too much pressure on the starters. That game where Caroline Hill could come in and produce, giving Jen some confidence. She pulls up from the far wing. It's off the front iron and out, but Maddie Knuckles is underneath. She's got another board, and Knuckles now can make a baseline drive. She's on the low block, tries to muscle it up, and is fouled on the way there. She's fouled by Leah Harris. Harris is typically one of the starting forwards for Newberry. She doesn't get the start here tonight, but had 16 points against Carson-Newman the last time these two teams played each other. She was the Wolves' leading scorer, and now she will be replaced by Destiny Madison. Knuckles awaits her free throw chances, and she makes her first. Makes it a 53-32 ball game. Knuckles, an 87% shooter from the stripe this season, and she's 2 for 2 here this afternoon. 53-32, it will remain. Make it 1:08 to play here in quarter number 2, as Reagan Williams is hounded by a trio of Eagles as she tries to make her way over the stripe. Mary-Kate Kent with it, she hands it back off to Williams. Jen has 25, just to update you. Weren't sure because of live stats, but now they're back up. Williams all alone from the top of the key. It's off the back iron, no good. Less than a minute to go here in quarter number 3. The Eagles lead by 20 points. 21 to be exact. Gonzalez between her legs at the top of the key, and she'll pull back out. To hear the play call from Mike Mincy, she'll get the set. Gonzalez to the high block, off the glass, finesse from Gonzalez. And Emily has got 8 in this basketball game. She's 3 for 6. 55-32 with 10 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. And the Eagles haven't allowed a three-pointer here in the third quarter. Wolves are still 2 of 4. And Raquel Brown, after the foul from the Eagles, they're in the bonus, will shoot. And she makes her first, skims off the front, and in. Brown is a 76% shooter from the stripe. And 2 for 2 here this afternoon. So Brown has got 10. And Caroline Hill spinning on Brown. She pulls up from the free throw stripe, and her arm is ripped down. No, it'll be an offensive foul, actually, from Carson-Newman. So still 55-34 as a half-court shot from Kent bangs off the top of the square. Still 55-34 as we move into the final frame. Carson-Newman still leading by 20 here in South Carolina. And we'll be right back here on the Eagle Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, Brandon and Pro checking on with you as the Eagles have the 21-point lead over Newberry. It's a 55-34 basketball game with 10 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Newberry is backed into a corner here in their home gymnasium. They're in a 3-team battle for the final 2 spots in the SAC tournament and need a win here to really stay in the race, whereas Carson-Newman just fighting for better positioning in the regional. Can't afford to lose another game for their regional standings, but Carson-Newman has good odds against the Wolves in terms of the all-time series. They lead 42-20 all-time over Newberry, and The Wolves have lost the last 17 straight against Carson-Newman. Down by 20 here as we make our way into the fourth. Kind of looking that way again. First matchup between these two teams back in 1996, so a rich history. John Atwater has been a part of this series for just 2 seasons now, was the assistant at Francis Marion for 5 seasons, where the Patriots were 40 and 50 in her time, and trying to turn this Newberry program around. Knuckles has the basketball as she makes her way to the lane and kisses it off the glass to make it 57-37. And Maddie Knuckles is the second Eagle in double digits. She's got 10 as Reagan Williams darts towards the basket and does more of the same. So make it 57-39 with 9:27 to play here in quarter number 4. Knuckles feeds it out to Emily Gonzalez, and Jen Sullivan waits on the right wing. Sullivan now to the free throw stripe as she tries to knife through traffic, and she traveled, picked up her foot before her.
Welcome back to the Vicky KZ Hollifield Softball Complex. Game 2 of the Saturday afternoon doubleheader and home opener for Carson-Newman against King. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Emma Romika gets the ball in Game 2 and faces Gianna Wingy to get things going, and Wingy hammers the ball into center field for a base hit. The first pitch coming at 3:14 local time here in Jefferson City. Carson-Newman took Game 1 by a score of 7-1. Now Savannah Looper will come up to bat for this Tornado squad that is trying to get some offense into gear. Wingy still batting lead up, but Looper has pushed up in the lineup after a double and a base hit in Game 1. As Looper takes a first pitch strike, and the count moves to 0-1. Romika home, and that one misses down away. Outside against the left-handed hitting pitcher. Looper gets the ball to start for the Tornado in this contest after Kaylee Meeks got the ball in Game 1. Next pitch is fouled away by Looper, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Romika in her freshman season comes home. That one misses to Looper. Evens the count at 2-2. Adam Gahn is behind the plate here in Game 2 with Don Spencer out in the field. Romika looks and gets her sign. Comes home on the 2-2 delivery. Looper ground ball to second. Winchester goes to Smith for 2. Ooh, she drops it. Smith lost it on the exchange. And that'll go down as an error as Looper reaches on a fielder's choice. So runners on first and second here for Ulisa Kennedy, who hit a solo home run as the lone run for King in that first game. Fouls the first pitch back, and it's 0-1. Very little changes for either side to begin this contest. Next one dips in the beneath the zone, and it's 1-1. Here comes Romika on the 1-1. Kennedy line drive down the left field line. Saunders picks it on the backhand, but Wingy will come around to score as Kennedy is in with a double, and safely in at third is Looper. So the Tornado wasting no time taking advantage and jumping ahead 1-0. And still the pressure is on for Emma Romika, who's only thrown 9 pitches in this inning, but the freshman from San Diego, California, has gotten off to a tough start. Got the ball in Game 2 against Shorter on Wednesday, delivered a 5-inning complete game shutout. And the Eagles' 13-0 run rule over the Hawks. Atiana Stamper delivered a gem in Game 1 this afternoon in a 7-1 victory. Romika's 1-0 is fouled off to the side on the first base side and evens the count at 1-1. The complete game and a run rule by Romika was the first one since Sierra Rogers did it in 2025, also against Shorter. The 1-1 popped up and out of play straight back. Count moves to 1-2 as Romika tries to work out of this first inning jam where Carson-Newman has been primarily working with the lead in most of their contests, but they have been able to bounce back when opponents score the first run. When the opponent scores first, Carson-Newman is 2-0 this season. Got a win over Beaufort and then also again against Shorter in Game 1 on Wednesday. A 13-12 win in extra innings. The 1-2 missed beneath the zone, and it's 2-2 to Aubrey King. King playing at first base in Game 2. Was behind the dish before. This one hit on the ground to third. Gregory Fields tags out Looper at third, and then a double play across the diamond to get King. And it's a 5-3 twin killing from Grace Gregory that gets a much-needed double play for Carson-Newman. Puts 2 away as Zavia Buncic, comes up standing in the righty's batter's box. Playing at third base once more. As Buncic takes the first pitch strike on the outer half, but it's 0-1. As I had talked about, Romika, that 5-inning complete game shutout against Shorter was the third consecutive quality start that the freshman has delivered. The 0-1 fouled off of home plate, and it's 0-2. Third straight quality outing, I should say. Went 2 innings against USC Beaufort. Was listed as the starter, even though Sarah Walker got the ball to start. Listing Romika as the starter in that game. Added some flexibility into the lineup. Here comes the 0-2. Misses high above the top rail. 1-2. Made her first career start against Erskine on the second day of the Low Country Classic. Gave up 1 run on 4 hits. Going 4 innings and got the win in that contest. Just gave up 2 hits with 6 strikeouts against Shorter on Wednesday. This is a ground ball back up the middle and into center field. Kennedy gets the green light around third, and she will score standing up. An RBI single from Avaya Busnick. And it's 2-0 King. The Tornado striking early in Jefferson City to get things going in Game 1. First pitch is outside to Kaylee Hughes, who starts in left field for Game 2. Came in as a defensive sub in Game 1 after a flurry of changes. First one missed to Hughes and now fouls away the second one. Makes the count 1-1. But Hughes came in that after Sophia Waters came in relief of Kylie Meeks. So when Waters came in from right field, Wingy moved over to right, and Hughes took Wingy's spot in left. 1-1's off the mark. 2-1 to the plate. Misses low. 3 balls and a strike. Hughes lifts it in the air. Right center field. Long run for Martin. It's overhead and one hops over the wall. A ground rule double will stop Hughes at second and Busnick over at third. A ground rule double from Kaylee Hughes keeps the pressure on, and Grace Sherry will now come up to bat. The second baseman for the Tornado in a 2-0 lead. 4 hits in this first inning as Sherry fouls the first offering down the first base side from Romika, and it's 0-1. Elena Demakis, the 8 hitters, the shortstop, and then Katie Ryans, the center fielder, batting 9th. That is the lineup for King. Defensively for Carson-Newman, it is unchanged from game 1, other than in right field, Shelby Armstrong takes the place of Katie Mathena. Abby Martin's in straightaway center, and Addie Saunders is in left. Sherry's 0-1, popped foul, lands on top of the press box here on the first base side, and it's 0-2. From first to third around the infield, it's Macaulay Bailey, Reese Winchester, Malia Smith, and Grace Gregory. Anne-Marie Richards is behind the dish with Romika in the circle. The 0-2, Sherry pops it up straight to Gregory at third, and that will do it in inning number 1. But the Tornado strikes first on a pair of runs. They score 2 runs on 4 hits, helped by an error, and leave 2 runners left on base. In the top of the first inning, the Eagles will look to answer back in the bottom half when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network. Savannah Looper gets the ball in the bottom of the first inning and gets the start for the Tornado here in Game 2 of this Saturday afternoon doubleheader and home opener for Carson-Newman. They took the technical home opener in Game 1, 7-1 over the Tornado, and now they'll look to do the same here in Game 2 as Malia Smith leads off once more for Carson-Newman, as she has done in the prior 11 games to start this season. Standing in the lefty's batter's box, facing the lefty and Looper. And the first pitch is off the mark low, 1-0. The rest of the Carson-Newman order is as follows. Abby Martin bats second, playing in center field. Macaulay Bailey, the first baseman, bats third. The 1-0. Smith tries to push a bunt down, and it catapults foul backwards off of home plate, 1-1. Anne-Marie Richards is the cleanup hitter, playing catcher. Grace Gregory bats fifth, playing at third, and the designated player, Sarah Walker, bats sixth. Addie Saunders is in left field batting seventh, with Shelby Armstrong the lone change in this Carson-Newman order, batting eighth, playing at right field. The 1-1 chopped to second, fielded on a couple of hops by Grace Sherry, and she'll make the play over at first base for out number 1 as Smith is retired. And then rounding things out, the 9-hitter is Reese Winchester for the Eagles. Brings up Abby Martin. And she takes the first pitch strike from Looper. It's 0-1. Looper this season holds a 1.12 ERA, a 2-1 record, making her 4th start, 5th appearance overall, and has thrown 2 complete games. Martin lines one into left field, and they'll drop in for a base hit in front of Kaylee Hughes. And it's a 1-out base hit for Abby Martin. To put a lot of speed on the bases for Carson-Newman, trying to answer back from the 2 spot that the Tornado put up in the top of the 1st inning. Brings up Macaulay Bailey. First pitch to Bailey misses high from Looper, 0-1, or 1-0. Bailey picked up an RBI for the 5th consecutive game in Game 1. Chopper that loops over the head of Looper, fielded on the backhand by Sherry. The throw is in time to get Bailey by a step. As Martin advances over to second and into scoring position as it comes to Anne-Marie Richards. Coming into this contest, she is 3rd on the team in RBIs with 10 and is batting just below, or after the most recent game, she has now pushed her batting average up over 400 at 406. First offering to her. Is off the mark from Looper. Defensively for the Tornado, talked about some changes they made in their lineup as Richards hammers one into left field for a base hit. Martin turns and burns around third, coming in to score. It gets past Hughes, goes all the way to left field wall, and Richards will stop over at second base. Another RBI single from Anne-Marie Richards, her 11th RBI of the season, and the Eagles cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Richards advances over to second on the error by left fielder Hughes. As Gregory now climbs into the lefty's batter's box. Gregory hit her first home run of the season, 4th overall for the Eagles in Game 1. Skips in the turf on the first offering to her. Fielded on the backhand by Wingy, and it's 1-0. As I talked about defensive changes, just here and there. Wingy's now behind the dish for King to start Game 2. As the 1-0 comes in, brushes inside as Gregory turns out of the way, 2-0. Aubrey King's now over at first base with Grace Sherry at second. Left side of the infield's unchanged. Avaya Bunsick is at third, and Elena Demakis is at short. Katie Hughes is still in center field, but the corner outfielders have changed as the 2-0 finds the bottom rail of the zone, and it's 2-1 to Gregory. Kaylee Hughes is in left, and then in right field, as the 2-1 comes in, and Gregory grounds it foul third base side. Is Staley Vaught. She's in right field. She's the flex player for King in this second game. Here comes the 2-2 to Gregory. Skips in the turf. Blocked by Wingy behind the dish. And Richards stays put over at second base as the count runs full with 2 away. It's low to Gregory, and she works a 2-out walk to put 2 runners on with 2 away. And here comes Sarah Walker, the designated player for Carson-Newman, another freshman on this young team that has performed early in the season. Walker batting .313, has a home run with 4 RBIs. First pitch misses high above the zone to Walker. 1-0, grounded foul, third base side off the bat of Walker. Evens the count up at 1-1. Walker to the right side of the infield, pops off the glove of Sherry, gathers herself and throws to first to retire Walker, and the inning comes to a close. But the Eagles bring one across on the RBI single from Anne-Marie Richards, and it's 2-1 King as we go into the second inning on the Eagle Sports Network. Top of the second inning, 2-1, the lead for King over Carson-Newman through one frame. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. 8-9-1 due up for King in this top half of the second inning. Elena Demakis, Katie Ryan, and then back to the top of the order with Gianna Wingy. To get things going for Emma Romika, who looks for a cleaner inning of work this second time around as Demakis fouls the first one back. Works the count to 0-1. The 0-1. This is high from Romika, 1-1. The 1-1 from the righty Romika. A wave and a miss from Demakis. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Demakis was 0 for 3 in game 1. The 1-2 from Romika. Demakis fouls it straight back. And we'll do it all over again. In game 1, King mustered together just 4 hits overall and 1 run. Through 1 inning, they've got 2 runs on 4 hits. Seeing something against this freshman, and Romika had a tough time solving Atiana Stamper in game 1. 1-2, and Demakis fights it off. Another foul ball that pops out of play, third base side. And the count stays where it is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Busy day in Mossy Creek. There's also a double header happening just down the side road at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex for Carson-Newman baseball. As Demakis hits one on the ground, fielded on the backhand by the shortstop Smith. The strong throw on to first, and a good stretch by Macaulay Bailey retires Demakis, who's got good speed, on a 6-3 putout for the opening out in the second inning. And then both basketball teams, men's and women's basketball, in the Palmetto State at Newberry. Lenore Ryan took game 1 of the doubleheader down the road at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, and they also, with that win, a 6-4 final, claimed the series overall. As the first offering to Katie Ryan is a called strike, and it's 0-1. It was a game of plenty of chances for Carson-Newman against the Bears to get things going this afternoon. The 0-1. Foul tipped into the mitt of Richards, and it's 0-2. Carson-Newman struck first with 3 in the second, but the Bears answered back with 5 in the third. Carson-Newman got one back in the fourth, but another insurance run in the seventh by the Bears aided them to a 6-4 win. The 0-2 popped up out of play, first base side off the bat of Ryan, and the count stays where it is. But the glaring number for Carson-Newman is they out-hit the Bears 13-9. They had just one more error in a 2-1 category, but they left 18 runners on base in comparison to Lenore Ryan's 6. That is certainly not going to make Tom Griffin and company happy. The 0-2 line drive straight to Reese Winchester at second base for out number 2. Romika is settled back in as now she'll turn things over back to the top of the order with Gianna Wingy. Mackenzie Wainwright, the reigning Southeast Player of the Year, continues to struggle for the Bears. He was just 1 for 5 today. As Wingy swings on the first pitch, grounds it straight to Macaulay Bailey at first. She'll take it to the bag herself, and it's a 1-2-3, top of the second. A bounce-back inning for Emma Romika. Turns things back over to the Carson-Newman Bats in the bottom of the second inning when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Vic here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Game 2 of this Saturday afternoon doubleheader and home opener for Carson-Newman softball. Now 10-1 on the season after taking Game 1 over King 7-1. The Eagles now find themselves in a 2-1 hole, but a 1-2-3 top of the second inning from Emma Romika has calmed her down and has turned things back to Addie Saunders and this Carson-Newman order as Saunders takes a first pitch strike from Savannah Looper, and it's 0-1. 7, 8, and 9 in the Carson-Newman order. Saunders broke things open in Game 1 with a 2-run triple to left center field. Finished that game 2 for 3, also had a base hit. The 1-1. Saunders, a slow roller, fielded on the backhand by Looper, bobbles it, and then Saunders, with her speed, is able to reach safely. So Saunders will reach on the error by Looper. Brings up Shelby Armstrong and puts the tying run on the bases with a lot of speed for Carson-Newman. Shelby Armstrong will come up to bat, showing bunt and fouls it back on the first pitch that she sees. Armstrong, along with Grace Gregory, the 2 transfers that have come in for Carson-Newman. Talked about Gregory, North Alabama transfer. Shelby Armstrong initially began her career at North Alabama, but eventually transferred to Roane State Community College, where she was a star player the last 2 seasons as the 0-1 wave and a miss from Armstrong. And it's 0-2. Junior out of Knoxville. The 0-2, screaming shot that nearly goes straight into the window here at the press box. All windows in front of me, nothing open, so I didn't have to exactly be on my toes. As here comes the 0-2 to Armstrong, and she fights it off with another foul ball. Armstrong batting .200 on the season. Hit a double in Game 1 against Shorter on Wednesday. Picked up her second and third RBIs of the season in the 13-12 win. As the 0-2 is off the mark, and it's 1-2. 1-2, a wave and a miss from Armstrong. She goes down swinging on Looper's first strikeout of the afternoon. Puts one away in the bottom half of the second inning, and here comes Reese Winchester. Allie Saunders has stayed put over at first base. And we'll see what Winchester has in store. She worked a pair of walks in Game 1 as Winchester has been able to get on base that way. Puts a sac bunt down in front of Looper. She'll field and fire to first. For out number 2, it pushes Saunders into scoring position over at second base. And it turns things back over to the top of the order with Malia Smith. First pitch is off the mark, and it's 1-0. Saunders, the tying run in scoring position. Smith tries to put a bunt down, misses, and the count evens up at 1-1. One misses to Smith, and it's 2-1. Smith is 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman Sherry, her first time up. It's a chopper towards first, fielded by King, and she'll win the race to the bag for out number 3. And the Eagles leave the tying run on the bases with no hits off one error. Sends us into the third inning. 2-1, King in front on the Eagle Sports Network. Two, 3, and 4 due up for King in the top of the third inning. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. 2-1, King in front over Carson-Newman in Game 2 of this Saturday afternoon doubleheader. Carson-Newman took Game 1 and their home opener, 7-1. Savannah Looper leads off, pops one up third base side, and straight into the glove of Grace Gregory on the first pitch she sees from Emma Romika, who has settled down after a rocky first inning. Has retired the last 5 King hitters. Elisa Kennedy comes up, takes a first pitch ball from Romika. (1-0) fouled away by Kennedy. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kennedy hit a solo home run and also drove in a RBI double her first time up. Eventually came to score, made it 2-0 King. 1-1 hit into the bullpen down the third base side for King, and they have an arm warming up there, has to duck and cover. So the count's at 1-2 with one away. Romika looks in, has her sign, rocks and deals. Misses low. Evens the count at 2-2. The next pitch will be the 40th for Romika. Two. Kennedy jammed inside, hits one on the ground to short. Smith fields and fires and is able to retire Kennedy for out number 2. Brings up Aubrey King as Romika looks for back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings, stifling these King bats. King swings and grounds the first pitch foul down the third base side. The 0-1